So filled with so much joy to have you watch AAU Talks, the voice of higher education in Africa. My name is Ajiman Otredako. So it is so amazing to have the Accra Technical University, Ghana's premier technical university, celebrating its Library Week 2025. And this time they're looking at connecting and trying to bring in all the excitement to help foster students' engagement with their faculty. So still go anywhere, stay with us. I'll let you know who they are in the studio and dive deep into what they have for the students this week. We're right back. Welcome back. If you just joined us, AAU Talks, the voice of higher education in Africa. And before we went on the break, I was telling you that ATU has collaborated with the SRC. Amazing. And they are bringing you the second Library Week celebration, 2025. You know, the Library Week, I would say the library department is doing so much work. They're very agile and they always try to bring new things. And today in the house, I have Donus and Jonathan who are representing to give us more insight into what they have for you students out there for this Library Week. Guys, you're welcome to AAU Talks.
Thank you very much.
Amazing. You know, they say that you have to tell what's happened the last time to know what's up for this year. How are you gelling up for this year's Library Celebration? I can see you beautifully wearing your shirts for the Library Celebration. How's it going? That's far.
It's been good so far. Yesterday, we launched the whole week event yesterday with an activity that sought to engage the students' population. So we had a meet your faculty rep where students were to meet their liaison and interact with them on issues that they are facing with the academic hike, and then also other things that they would need. And then the library has also got opportunity to get them to know about the resources that we have, and then we built that connection from there. So it was an outdoor event. We got students coming around to interact with the faculty reps. So it started well. We are looking forward to the other days too.
Great. Let's help our viewers to get to know who you are and what you do in ATU. So tell us always, what do you do within the library department?
Okay, so I'm in charge of research support. My work is to assist faculty members and students with their research works. Basically, I manage the research commons where we have, it's a collaborative space for faculty and current students. And so I help faculty members with the tools that they will use for their research work. I support them with their publications so that they prepare their publications for manuscripts for publication. So I look for journals for them who should be able to submit. I advise them on the right journals, advise them on the right tools to advise them on the right approach to use for their research work. At the same time, I also support students' research. And what we basically do, because you cannot deal with them on a one-on-one basis, do that through the information literacy trainings. We identify issues because we handle their project work in our final year project work. We identify issues that challenges that they have through going through their project work and seeing what challenges there are. It informs what kind of training that we prepare for them in the subsequent years. So that is what we do for students.
Interesting. That's exciting. How about you, Jonathan? What do you do?
Okay, I'm with the electronic support unit, right? And we are there to provide electronic resources to augment the print materials that are in the library. I will do that through several platforms. One of them is the MyLoft platform, which houses all the journals or databases that contain electronic materials that are relevant for students and faculty. So yes, the library has its print resources, but the section army is responsible for the electronic resources that are also very useful for students. And the good thing about electronic resources is that you can access it remotely. You don't need to be physically present in the library. And here we have various categories of students. We have part-time students. And all these students will need to access the resources of the library. And the print resources are not enough. Don't have the enough space to contain the entire number series. the electronic resources gives them remote access to our resources, regardless of where they find themselves.
Interesting. Education 4.0 has actually influenced the whole library space. It is not what you thought it was years ago. It's now evolving. Now, your collaboration with the SRC is an amazing one. How has it been thus far, bringing the SRC in onto your own network space and working this out with them? How's it been thus far?
So our previous engagements have we try to cast our net wide, and so we're looking at all the constraints that we have there in university space. So the impacts in terms of the impacts may not be as how you would, even though you see the impact, but it's not as we would want it in terms of the student, because the students' population is very huge and you will not be able to reach them the way you would want to connect with them. And so this time around, we talked about focusing on the students solely. And so our approach to get to the students, it will go through their leaders and so on. So we thought it's wise to go through the SRC, and they've been very supportive. They are supporting us in the library week. They are even providing some scholarships for students who would win some of the on a Thursday we're having a competition. So they are sponsoring that part of the
Amazing.
by awarding students with scholarships.
Amazing.
So they get
Amazing.
they have been very
Amazing. Kudos to the team, SRC leadership. And Jonathan, let's take it with the very first event. Yesterday, you had a launch out. You had the students meet at the forecourt to meet with their faculty reps. What was the rationale behind this opener for the re-celebration?
Okay, so to begin with, faculty reps is quite novel. It's something very new that has been introduced. These we have 5 faculties in the university, and we want to provide some form of a connection between the library and then the students and faculty.
Okay.
So we have library reps who are in charge of, or who are like liaison officers between the library and then their faculties. These faculty reps are supposed to have some direct contact with the students in those faculties, organize programs for them, help assist them in so various ways. And they provide assistance tailored towards their specific needs. But for yesterday, what we did yesterday was to afford the students the opportunity to know who these reps are, have interactions with them, and then build that relationship with the library through them. So that was basically what yesterday's event was, which was patronized heavily by the students, especially with the assistance of the SRC, trying to follow, share our flyers, contact students to make sure to create the awareness of the program that was ongoing.
Great.
It was a big success.
Great. And we can't wait to see what will happen tomorrow, because I know today is a media where I told you've gone to some media houses and you're still sharing the message. So what should we expect tomorrow?
Tomorrow's a webinar session. We have a webinar. We're having a professor from UDS who will be speaking on reclaiming lost opportunities on campus. So as students sometimes they don't see the opportunities available to them on campus, and so they don't take advantage of them. What it's going to do is taking them through the opportunities available, what they can do, what you think that you've lost grounds, how can you reclaim is. So it's all about this growth mindset, something that is not new, but is coming a new in thing now, and so everybody's talking about it. So it's more about this growth mindset thing that you're trying to get students to pay into, and then develop that mentality when it comes to the academic work, and then also think beyond the borders of the university.
Amazing.
That would be the webinar session, and SRC be very instrumental in getting the students on board.
Splendid. And post the webinar is a creative art fun day. What will be happening at the forecourt? Jonathan, give us some just insight. Give us just us. How is this fun day going to add to the theme? What is the expectation?
So our theme talks about connect, discover, and then try.
Yeah.
So connection, that is a liaison, the faculty reps that I made mention of. that's trying to have that connection between the library, like bridge the distance, the gap between the library and then our clients.
Yeah.
The Discover is to let them know the resources that we have and how useful it will be to them. And the Thrive focuses on the connection and then the discovery of our resources, being able to excel in whatever field you find yourself. And so Thursday, we are giving them an opportunity to showcase their various skills. It could be drawing, it could be painting, it could be spoken word. We want them to showcase these skills that with the years they spent in school has been imbibed in them. And so we are going to have a competition. And so anyone who applies and is chosen to present has already won. But among the winners, we won the best. And so anybody, we have prizes we are going to award them. But the goal is to let them know that the library is there to assist them thrive in whatever field they find themselves, not only in the university, but even beyond the borders of the university. That is when they graduate and leave. We want to let them know that we still have something to offer them.
That's amazing. That's an amazing one to help promote their talents and skills. And I would want to reserve the final day for later because that's where we're all going to understand how we accumulate the whole event and bring it to an end. Let us take a cue to last year's Way celebration. If you were to compare the event and how it's cascaded to the climax point, would you say that there is any connection between this year's event lineup and last year's event lineup? What were the two focuses?
Last year, also focused a little bit on research, but this time around we are making that research that goes beyond the university. So we are looking at lifelong learning, and so there is a little bit of connection, but this time around we want that they will be able to build that kind of capacity that will transcend beyond the university. So transferable skills when it comes to the work environment, transferable skills in terms of impact-oriented research. And so these are the areas that we are focusing more on. And then last year we also had an outreach where we went to a basic school in Accra, Bishop Girls School, to help them with literacy skills.
Right.
And then did some donation to them. So that was the aside that we did. But this year, the aside, even though it's not an aside, is connected to what we actually doing, is the creative art session where we are getting them to come out and study skills. But then it is still not far from the theme of what we are doing, because in the end, we are getting them to, in the application, we want them to come up with a concept. There should be some concept grounded on some form of research that shows that, okay, this is the skill and the art that I'm going to perform, and it's based on this principle, it's based on that here, it's based on this and that, so that we know that they are using whatever it is that they are learning in an impactful way. So when we get them to think that way, then you can tell that they are building capacity plan to transfer that skill into the workplace, into the environment when they get out there. So there is some connections here. Most of the events are repeating themselves in the webinar to protect yourself, and the launch is still the same. We did the launch. The first one was a general launch. We did an outreach like that to the entire community, but this time around it's all solely to students, Papa Osrea. And then last year we had the DEBA, which is still for that one is a constant, because we call it a chocolatey DEBA. We always do that. If that is been running for 4 years, I think 4 or 5 years now, it's only the week that is the second edition we add into the second year now. So yeah, basically.
That's amazing. Yeah, and if you are catching in, it's very exciting as we're trying to unravel the whole pack of the second SRCS or second Library Week celebration 2025. The SRC's involvement making me think is their program, but it's for the library departments, yes, with their stakeholders. But I guess anyway, so just stay with us right back, and we'll give you more about the final day event, and then we'll talk about a whole more about Library Week celebration. Stay with us.
Hello Africa is a live breakfast show that aims to give you, our viewers, an informative, entertaining, and energizing start to your day. This isn't just another news show. It takes the form of vibrant magazine packed with news reviews, lifestyle features, engaging interviews, and interactive segments that put you at the center of the action.
All you have to do is grab your coffee, get comfortable, and join us for the Hello Africa morning show.
We are here to kickstart your day with the news and stories that matter to you, alongside all the fun and inspiration we crave.
Every morning, join us for
the latest headlines in African higher education, science, and
quick and informative newspaper and online news review.
Lifestyle tips on fitness, nutrition, fashion, and beauty.
Inspiring interviews with influential figures and everyday heroes.
Performances and interactive contests, and so much more.
In Ethiopia, Salam Africa. In North Africa, Alan Afrikia.
In Swahili, Jambo Africa.
Tune in every Monday from 8 a.m. to 10 o'clock GMT. Join us to make it a fantastic day together.
Hello Africa, your daily connection to the continent.
You're welcome back on AAU Talks, the voice of higher education in Africa. I still have Jonathan and Douglas with me in the house representing Ghana's Accra Technical University. And the library department is actually making the university shine with their second library celebration 2025. And Jonathan, let's now delve into the closing ceremony. You know, they always say, have a great opening, have a very sustained midterm session, and then have an awesome close-up. And with the closing ceremony, we can see lots of things in there mashed together. Tell us, help us analyze, all the gems you have in there for the closing ceremony.
Okay, so the DEBA we are going to have a panel discussion. And this panel discussion is not just going to be a panel of just lectures. We are also going to have students because we want to hear from their perspective. And the focus is on, the theme is geared towards lifelong learning or outreach between faculty and students. And we are starting with a discussion on what difficulties or challenges they face in their projects and preparation of their project work, that preparation stage, that interaction with lecturers, the back and forth, how they can enhance that process and whilst they are students, and even after that, how they can still continue to keep that collaboration between them and then their lecturers, so that even in the work field, they could have research-oriented research with practical-oriented approach. So you, as students, you graduate, you enter into the work world, you identify a problem, you could collaborate with your supervisor or a lecturer on campus to delve into that situation. So we want to build the relationship. We want to try and then solve that challenge that is between lecturers and students, especially getting the project works for our success. Then by solving that problem, we'll promote that connection or collaboration between these two beyond even when the students graduates from university. So that is what the panel discussion is going to center. Students will be given time to ask questions about some of the challenges they face in their interactions with lecturers. And the purpose is not to guilt any lecturer or bring the ills of lecture. The purpose is to come up with problems that we all know exist, so that we can, when we accept them, take the bold step of solving them for future collaboration. And so that is what is going to be key in the celebration. We are not forgetting a part I think you want me to talk about. Because 14th is a day of love, we are going to share chocolate. Every student who comes there, everybody, they leave without a choice.
It's lovely. In fact, put your hands together for the ATU TV though. Guys, well done so much. It will be a very interesting session having these students engage their supervisors. It is that session that actually also becomes a next big thing because they're going to ask all the questions, all the so-called frustrations, supervisor student relationship issues. We'll mend them all together, and that is a very good one over there to help clear the space and then fill the gap between the students and the supervisors towards their research management. Very important one. And eventually, look forward to crown this day around Friday with this very insightful session, the panel discussion, the email sessions, and also the chocolate, the icing on. We can comment your novelty every year you come out with. I mean, so much innovation when it comes to your programs, and I believe that child department, if I give you the room to acknowledge department who are materials to make this happen this year. Don't start with you. Who would you want to shout it out to for making this happen?
Okay, so every year we try to collaborate with one or two departments or campus so that the focus is more than player participating. So this year we are doing that with fashion department, and so we are getting the fashion department. They are taking a large part of the year. They are kind of taking the front seat when it comes to the creative arts social. We have Madam Padiki, the Rusharu Padiki, the one who goes the Ghana, the Guinness World Record for the Pentaton. Well, she's a some like so she's supporting us with the painting session for the creative arts. She's giving us all the painting items that we need for the items that we need for the painting session when it comes to the creative arts. So we want to acknowledge and thank her very much for all that she's doing. We also have the HCI department, that's the hotel catering and hospital managers. They are also helping us set up the forecourt of the auditorium for the creative arts session. It's going to be a session with a lot of activities at the same time. We'll have a modeling session, we'll have a speaking word, we have the space with the exhibition and all that. So a lot of activities will be going on at the same time at that phase. And we thank a lot of the lecturers who are actually even supporting us with cash, with some items to give away to students who would win in these competitions, and then also just to we acknowledge others before and management discussion. Because without them, our programs could come from the libraries. We don't generate. We hardly generate any gravelly. We don't generate capital. So if management is not supporting us, we cannot do it.
Thank you. Who do you want to show us to?
Okay, I didn't want to fall into the temptation of mentioning names, but maybe a few. We have Mr. Boaji from the Liberal Department, Mr. Jijo from the HCIM, Samuel Witty, Madam Beauty, the National Research. Several of them. If I've missed anyone's name, please forgive me. It's not intended, but a lot of people have been supported. The chairman of Tutal has also been very helpful. He sponsored parts of our activities, and so like Dune said, there are several people behind the scene. You may see us at the front line, but there are a lot of people behind us who are making this program a stuff of the live girls.
If I will just join the stream and say to all the persons behind the scene, the library department, kudos to you all for making this happen. Yeah.
Do we look at
What? That's what I think it's been a great time trying to delve into the program. Just one word from you two, just a brief one word from you two. What should we expect for this week? What should be the takeaway for every student who decides to participate fully in the library? What should be their advantage or their go out of this whole event? What would you want to say? Who goes first?
I think what I'll my closing remarks. I think I like your friend and who this whether teaching, whether studying, whether research, make a library your friend, and where you will find great value in your collaboration with us. And just into leadership, I would like so to assist in that process or in that.
Done it. I would say that as students, we all had this, should I say, it's a lot, you know, in that was that everything that I really. So we stepping into the space of the library, as I've seen that there is a lot there that students are not aware of. And I advise students that if they should take advantage of the library and use the wealth of knowledge that is available, and the personnel there that the personnel there that take them and use the program Adam Ogwe, they would be able to connect well, they would be able to discover, and then they would thrive. And that will enhance the experience when I plan learning. That's okay.
Exactly. And that sums up the team beautifully. It's been a great time having you, gentlemen, over here. Thank you so much, Donus and Jonathan, for your time on AAU Talks. And also to the community around ATU, you are also invited. I believe they are, right? Yeah, sure. Just come around and learn from these students. They are your future leaders. Learn from them and also work with them throughout the whole week celebration. Also, we'll try to be there, and be with you guys. And
You are there.
oh, Friday will be there. We'll be there. We'll be there to sum it up for you. So thank you so much for your time and the insight shared. It is the second library celebration at the Accra Technical University this year. And we look forward to sum it up and also make the theme the bigger banner overall. So everybody will have a way to discover, to thrive, and also gain access to the library department and also grow themselves. Until we come your way next time on AU Talks, I want you to be safe, take care, and have a nice day. Bye.